Hi guys, Austin here, and I'm a little fired up this morning. I am not happy with some of the stuff I've seen on Twitter, not only from the media, but from what fans are saying after the Oilers lost last night to the Carolina Hurricanes. Their record is 5-12-1, and there's a few things I wanted to talk about today to address what I think are the biggest issues with the team and to kind of call out certain individuals. First person I would like to call out is Mike Johnson. Last night on NHL Network, he said this. I'm going to play the clip in the background. You guys can listen to this.
And I'll say this, Connor is he created points in offense, but him and Leon defensively, they're not good enough.
Connor, him and Leon defensively, they're not good enough. I'm sorry, but if you are blaming Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid for where this team is at right now and for the team's struggles, that is just so weak. You cannot blame the two guys that have done everything for this organization. They have carried this team on their back for years. Look at Leon 2 years ago in the playoffs against the Calgary Flames. And then also the Colorado Avalanche. He was playing 20 minutes a night on a high ankle sprain. He couldn't even move around the ice. A high ankle sprain puts pretty much 99% of the players out of the league from being able to play games. And Draisaitl, he was so committed to winning and so committed to the team that he played through that. He took a lumberjack swing from Alex Pietrangelo in last year's playoffs against Vegas. And we don't know if Draisaitl was more injured than what they let on. We have no idea if that busted his arm or anything. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still dealing with the after effects of that lumberjack slash by Alex Pietrangelo, who, by the way, only got a 1-game suspension, which is outrageous. Because Draisaitl this season, his shot doesn't look right, and some of his passing decisions don't look right. But the effort is there. They are trying. Connor McDavid, he is out there trying. McDavid was injured in the 4th game of the season this year. He missed a week. He came back to play in the Heritage Classic, and then I think he stayed in the lineup because the team was in such disarray. Their record was falling, and Connor McDavid is so committed to helping this team win that he's putting his body through so much right now. If I'm the Oilers, I would just honestly, the season's pretty much done. It's lost. It is what it is at this point. Shut McDavid down for a couple weeks. Let him just get fully healthy. Give him a little bit of a break from the team because we can't keep running him out there. He is killing himself for this team. And to have mainstream media guys go after the defensive games of Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid as issues with the team and why they're losing, I'm sorry. As a fan, I cannot sit here and just allow that to happen without addressing it. And I just want to say, I like Mike Johnson. I think for the most part, he's actually a really smart hockey guy. He has really good takes, but after listening to his segment on NHL Network after the loss, that frustrated me. I put out a tweet about it too, addressing it because it just pissed me right off. These are the two guys that you shouldn't be going after. They're not the ones who put the roster together. They're not the ones who put this defensive core together. And they're definitely not the ones who have a team low save percentage in the last 30 years. Yes, the Oilers save percentage as a team is the lowest it's been in 30 years, like of any team in the NHL over the last 30 years. Jeff Villette put out a tweet saying that. So I want to give credit to him. So next thing I wanted to address, again, Evan Bouchard is a huge talking point all the time, and there's lots of fans that want Evan Bouchard traded. Listen, Bouchard has the best offensive metrics on the team. He has the best expected goals against metrics on the team. And I'm going to beat this talking point over the head over and over and over. This is a goaltending issue. This is a goaltending issue and a personnel issue as a whole. And these two things can be blamed on one person and one person only, and that is Ken Holland. And also Jeff Jackson, by the way. I don't know who's actually running the team. Until Ken Holland is off the team, I'm also putting Jeff Jackson in here as well. So next thing I wanted to get into. So yeah, basically my last point. Don't get rid of Evan Bouchard. Don't trade him. He's on a sweetheart of a bridge deal right now. He's a point per game player. Just don't. I'm tired of the Evan Bouchard discourse, so enough. Firing Jay Woodcraft before getting a goalie or making a trade. I think is one of the biggest blunders this organization has ever done in their entire history of a team as a team. Jeff Jackson and Ken Holland really thought a coaching change was what was needed when it was pretty clear that the players loved Woodcraft. After the change was made, it was very obvious that the players were not happy. Paul Coffey did not even want to be a coach. He didn't want to coach. Did you see him in the press conference with Holland and Knobloch? Homie looked like he just got out of bed and he's just chilling. And he straight up told the media, I didn't want to do this. They pretty much forced me to. They begged me. Like, he did. Obviously, he's not quoted as saying that, but that's the vibe that I got. That they, Jeff Jackson was like, hey, I really want you to be an assistant coach, coach the D, because I just made a decision to get rid of Jay Woodcraft and Dave Manson. Unbelievable. Jay Woodcraft, winningest coach in team history, and a bad 13-game stretch cost him his job. Well, what are we going to do with Knobloch now? I think this is a bad 5-game stretch. If this stretches to 13 games for Knobloch and the team continues to lose and struggle, what, are you going to fire Knobloch after 13 games too? I don't know. Doesn't make sense. Knobloch, by the way, this is not against Knobloch. This is not his fault. He has been put into an unwinnable situation right now with the Oilers organization. Next thing I want to touch on is Philip Broberg. Philip Broberg last night played just 5 minutes of ice time, 5:17 to be exact. I have the note beside me here. And he had 3 minutes of ice time until Carolina's third goal, where him and Ceci went behind the net. And I thought Broberg and Ceci actually were playing that well. Ceci made a route to the front of the net, but he didn't take the guy that was just chilling at the back door to tap the puck home loose in the crease. And then Broberg kind of got lost a little bit on the left side. And do you know what the coaching staff did? Do you know who they punished for Ceci's blunder, in my opinion? Philip Broberg. They punished Philip Broberg. They benched him for a significant portion of the game. He only saw a couple shifts after that, and it was late in the third when the game was pretty much out of reach. I don't know what to say. Philip Broberg, last season, they didn't want to trade him. Ken Holland didn't want to trade him because there was reports that internally in the organization that they believe that he could be just as good as Jacob Chychrun, right? That was the report. You can find that internally the organization was like, no, we can't get rid of Philip Broberg. We don't want to give up on a player that we think by the end of last season could be as good or better than Jacob Chychrun. Right now, he is the 7th D on the Oilers, and he's playing 5 minutes a night. If he's lucky, he makes one mistake and they staple his ass to the bench. How is a player supposed to develop and gain confidence when you are doing that? Either send him to the AHL and let him play 22 minutes a night down there, or give him a real shot on the NHL side and work with the growing pains, especially if you're going to be a losing team anyways. How else is he going to learn? He's not going to learn by going out there and he's going to be gripping his stick and he's going to be panicking about making any kind of mistake, because he knows if he does, he's just going to get benched. And I know I don't blame Chris Knobloch for where the current situation is with the team and the standings, but his whole opening presser when he was introduced as head coach was, his whole vibe and the energy that he brought was, well, we don't want to punish guys. We want to make sure that they're going out there and we want them to be confident to make a play. Well, him and Paul Coffey, how are you expecting players to be confident to make a play when you are doing what you did to Philip Broberg last night? So I feel for Philip Broberg. He hasn't panned out the way many of us thought. So I hope he can get his game going, and I hope the Oilers start dealing with him I hope they take a better approach moving forward. Next thing I want to touch on, this is going to be the last thing. If Edmonton loses to Washington tomorrow, I have a horrible, horrible feeling in my gut that the team is going to make a horrifically stupid, dumb panic trade, and they are going to give up an absolute ton of assets. They're going to lose a trade so bad just to make a change, just because they're going to look at the standings and think that that's what they need to do. You needed to make a trade weeks ago. You needed to make a trade before you fired Jay Woodcraft. You needed to make a trade before the season even started. You needed to make a trade during the summer to address the deficiencies on this roster. And now they're going to wait until it is way too late. They're going to blow up whatever future is left and whatever prospect pool it's I can't even concentrate. I have a horrible feeling that if they lose to Washington tomorrow, something big is going to come down the pipeline in terms of roster moves, and I am not looking forward to it. I really hope I'm wrong. But that's it for me today, guys. Sorry, this is a bit of more of a rant video than anything. There was just some things I wanted to talk about before I lost it and didn't have the notes on it. And I just appreciate you for sticking around. If you are still here over 10 minutes into this video, I do appreciate it. We are nearing 400 subscribers. Once we hit 500, there's going to be some kind of 500 subscriber special. I am working on that right now. But the support on the channel has been incredible. As always, I read all of your comments. I swear, I read every single one. I love engaging. I love interacting. What do you guys think right now of the situation with the Oilers? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you liked the video, make sure you hit like. If you really liked it, make sure you hit subscribe. And I can't wait to see you in the next one, guys. Go Oilers. Take care.